Let's talk about Malachi Corley. He's your 15th ranked receiver, and obviously he projects as a slot. What do you think of him?
Man, they call him the YAC God, right? That's self-proclaimed YAC God right there, man. The yards after catch ability, a lot of comps to Deebo Samuel, and you see it, man. He's one of those wide receivers, but he's built like a running back. 5'11", 210 pounds, very explosive with the ball in his hand, fearless in the passing game. He'll go across the middle, take a hit, bounce off the hit, keep on running. I love that ability with Malachi Corley. Very twitchy, can make guys miss in the open field. He doesn't run the complex route tree at Western Kentucky, but I like what I saw at the Senior Bowl. And what I saw at the Senior Bowl is why I propelled him into my top 15, because the big question was, can he run routes? Can he get open consistently and separate? And, he did it pretty good at the Senior Bowl. I wouldn't say he was Deebo Samuel separating at the Senior Bowl,
Sure.
but, he got open, he caught the football, and he showed that physicality. He showed that physicality he always do. So I think getting him on the football team with a innovative offensive mind, get him the ball in space, get him some screens, some jet motions, even out the backfield. A lot of these receivers nowadays, you can line them up in the backfield, set them a toss like a Deebo Samuel, and just very explosive with the ball in his hands, because he can run through guys or run past guys. So if you're making business decisions with a Malachi Corley, it's going to be a tough day for you and your defense, man, because he could go 6 on any given play. So that's why I got him at wide receiver 15. I think he's a guy that come in, get him in the offense, and get him in space and do damage.
Drew, what's your hesitation on Corley? He's outside of your top 15. What's your concern here?
So I know, first of all, I know that's your guy. Stamp him, right? But you got to say it. I know he performed well in terms of the route tree at the Senior Bowl, but that is my hesitation still. I want to see more of it, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see more of it because, and again, not his fault,
right?
But I got to ding him for it, right? I got to bring it up because it is still something that's there. But like Headley said, man, he's get the ball in his hands, and it's like it's camera action for him. I wish he got a little bit more work in terms of the receiver position in its entirety.
Right, we've seen guys that are really talented with the ball in their hands, right? Receivers who clearly can make a difference in the open field. They're tough to bring down. They make plays after the catch, right? Can be an extension of your running game. And of course, utilize in the short to intermediate parts of the field, they can really be difference makers. But a lot of those guys, it just never kind of materializes with a lot of them, i.e., Laviska Shenault, for example, right? Clearly, very talented player with the ball in his hands. But obviously, he needed more polish. He needed more development from a receiving position or from a receiving perspective, and it never really materialized. I agree with you. He needs to land somewhere where they understand his current skill set and what he's comfortable with, which is mesh concepts, bubbles, reverses, tosses. Just get him the football. Get him in space. Give him 5 to 6 touches a game while he continues to work on the finer points of playing the receiver position. Because as you mentioned, we were encouraged by what we saw in Mobile in terms of the route running. I thought he was actually better than I had anticipated, but still, there's quite a bit of work to do there. There's still some work to do there. So you got to understand that, 3 years from now, I expect him to be a much better route runner, assuming he gets with good coaching. But in the meantime, you don't mothball him. You find a way to get him involved in your offense. So that's Malachi Corley and Jermaine Burton coming in at receiver 15 for Headley and Drew.